Hello everyone, how are you today? So this is me with Pak Irawan. So welcome to today's session on research design, this is one of the most important topics in the marketing research. Well, actually in this research, we will discuss how researchers plan a study before we collecting any data. So because in research, you know what, like if you want to collecting data without a clear plan and easily to something like confusion and incorrect conclusion or something like that. So today we will learn how research designs help researchers to organize and guide the inter-research process. Well, and here's the first slide. So before we dive deeper into the research designs, let's first look at where it fits within the marketing research process. Well, actually, as you can see here, a research project usually begins by identifying or research a problem. After that, researchers define the research objective, in other words, what they want to find out. And then, only then we determine the research designs would explain how the research will be conducted. After the design is determined, research collect data, analyze data, and finally communicate inside the help to have the manager make the decisions. Well, so research design, it sits and right in the middle of the research process. And what is the research design is? Okay, now let's answer a basic question. So what is the research design is actually? Well, actually research designs can be understood as something like a blueprint, and or you can say that it's a master plan of a research project. Well, actually it tells us the three important things. Yes, first, this one, what data should be collected, and the second one, how the data will be collected, and the third one, how the data will be analyzed. So in other words, research design provides a structured plan that guides researchers through the through the research process. And why is research design is important? Well, so why is research design is so important? Because a good research designs help researchers choose the most appropriate research method. And it also helps save time and research costs because researchers already know what step to follow. More importantly, it ensures that data collected are relevant and that the research results are reliable. Without a clear research designs, research can easily become inefficient and produce misleading results. So I will give you the example, just like using the Lego F1 the analogy. So, ladies and gentlemen, please imagine you buy a Lego for the Formula One set, and this is the product. It's look like this, and you know Lego, right? Most of you is familiar with Lego. So I just want to make this concept easier to understand. So just let's imagine something familiar with us, where we imagine you buy a Lego Formula One racing car set, and when you open the box, you see 100 of Lego pieces and an extra instruction manual. Then you can see that the instruction manual tell you which pieces to use and the order of the steps and how to assemble the final model. That instruction manual is very similar to research designs in the research. So let's see here. So when we use the analogy according to Lego F1 analogy here, let's look how this analogy is work for you. Because in the Lego example, the main goal is to build a Formula One car. Yeah. And in research, the goal is to answer a research questions. And you can see a Lego pieces, this is a represent the data. Then the instruction manual represent the research designs. You would like the instruction manual is like a blueprint or master plan, what you're gonna do from A until Z, from the beginning until the end. And then to okay, to building the building steps represent the research method, and the completed Lego model represent the research finding. So just like Lego instruction guide, the building process, research design is guide the research process type step by step. Okay, so this is the type of the research designs. Well, in marketing research, there are three main type of the research designs. So these are the exploratory research, descriptive research, and casual research. Its type of research design serve as a different purpose. Well, we know that exploratory research, help us to understand the problem, and descriptive research help us just describe a situation. And the last is an causal research help us identify cause and the effect of the relationships. Okay, again, I will come with the analogy again. So assume that you are going to the doctor, and this is how I try to analogy how the exploratory research, descriptive, and the causal research. Okay, as you see the first part in here, you can see that uh, you know what, like imagine you visit a doctor because you're not feeling well, then the doctor doesn't immediately give you a medicines. Yeah, instead the doctor usually follow the three steps. First, they're going to asking you a question about your symptoms. And the second one, they're going to asking you about the conducting medical examination. And the third, usually they testing treatment or prescribing medications. So these three steps are very familiar to the three steps of a research design here. So, like when a patient visits a doctor, the doctor for ask questions such as, what symptom do you have? When did the symptom start? And what activities did you do before feeling sick? So, you know what, like the goal is to understand the problem. Well, actually, and we can see that this state is similar with the exploratory research. And the second one, uh, Dr. Analogy regarding the descriptive. So after asking about the symptoms, doctor conduct a medical test, and then they're asking you about the temperature checks, blood tests, X-ray, and many more like blood pressure measurement. So this test describe the patient's condition in detail, and this is similar to descriptive research. And the last, doctor analogy regarding the causal research. After diagnosing the illness, the doctor give you a medication that the doctor observe. If the patient take the medicines, then the patient will be recovered. So this is show a cause and effect relationship, and this test is similar to the causal research. Well, again, so this one is a method of the exploratory research. So, well, exploratory research is used when a research don't yet fully understand the problem. The purpose of exploratory research is to gather background information, understand the research problem, and generate ideas or possible hypotheses. So this type of research is usually flexible and informal, and it is often first step before conducting more structured research. And actually, we usually use the secondary data analysis here, experience surveys, case analysis, and we do the focus group. Okay, sorry. So this is the type of the descriptive research. Well, actually, as you see, that descriptive research is just focuses on describing characteristic of the consumers or markets. Well, it answers questions such as who the customer are, what the product they buy, and where they buy them, when they buy them, and how they make their purchasing decisions. So, in other words, descriptive research gives us detail, a picture of the consumer behavior. And actually, like in the descriptive research itself, we have the longitudinal study. This is, oh, sorry. I want to say like the type of descriptive here, and because a cross-sectional study and data are collected at one point in time, example like a survey about student online shopping behavior, or we call it a snapshot study. And also what like we know that in the descriptive research, we have something what we call by longitudinal study. Data are collected from the same respondent over time, and the purpose is like to observe change in behavior. Or we have a panel. It's a group of respondents who agree to provide information repeatedly, and we have the two types. First is continuous panel. The same question are asked repeatedly, and discontinuous panel, or we call it omnibus panel, different questions are asked each time. Then we have the causal research here. Well, actually, causal research focus on identifying cause and effect relationship as the same with the title. So, for example, a company might want to know whether advertising increasing sales, so whether a price reduction increasing purchase intention, or whether a website design improve click rates. So, causal research help manager to understand what factor actually influence outcome. And actually, we will comment with it when you have in the last semester or last year, you will do thesis or skripsi, yeah. And then also in here, we have the A/B testing in here. Well, actually, one of the most common experiment technical in digital marketing is, this is the A/B testings. And in A/B testing, two versions of the marketing element are compared to see which performs better. So, for example, like two website design, two advertisement, or even two button colors. So you know what, like the company like Google, Amazon, and Facebook, they conduct the thousands of the A/B tests every year to improve marketing performance. Okay, this is okay. Wait a moment. Okay, it is the same. So sorry. And again, here is a validity and a test marketing. So actually, when you conducting the experiment, researcher must also consider the validity. Internal validity refer to whether the change in the result is truly caused to factor that it's being tested. External validity refers to the whether the research result can be applied to real world situations. So another concept is the test marketing, where company tests a product or marketing strategy in a limited market area before we launching it widely. So this help reduce risk and allow companies to observe consumer reaction before making large investment. And this is the key takeaway. So to conclude, research design is the blueprint of the research project. And there are three main types of research designs. First, we have the exploratory, descriptive, and causal research. And then experiment help identify cause and effect relationship, and A/B testing is widely used in the digital marketing. So understanding research designs help research collect the right data and generate the meaningful insight. So that's all. Yeah, that's all for today's. Thank you all for listening to my presentation today. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.